Hi, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the High Level Release Radar, where we recap the latest releases from the week. As always, joined by Mr. Ryan Howe. How you doing, Ryan?
Doing well. Doing very well.
I am fresh in from an event that we were at in Denver. Got to hang out with a bunch of cool MSP agencies, which was fun. I feel like my voice is hanging on by a thread, but we're gonna get through this.
Well, I'll
Let
bring the
me
excitement. Don't worry.
Okay, great. Yeah, you ratchet it up. I'm going to share our stream into the group and we'll be ready to check out this week's releases. Okay, so we're going to share, into a group, official community. Awesome. There we go. And as always, if you can see us streaming and you can hear us, please say hello in the comments. We love to see everybody's names and faces and avatars pop up. Ryan, I feel like there was a lot that went out this week, and I missed a lot of it being on the road. So I'm pretty excited to get into this release, this week's
Yes.
release radar, and see what I missed. Shall we hop into
Well,
the deck?
there's some great Easter eggs in here, so let's get to it.
Oh, all right. I'm excited. It looks like we've got a couple of comments already. Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for saying hey. Let's fire up our deck here and check out what the first release of the week is. Oh, we're starting off with a banger. Social Planner got analytics. And I think, Ryan, this is just sort of the first step, but this
Yes.
alone is really great.
Yeah. So this, as the name implies, it is a basic analytics thing, and if you go to the next slide, you can kind of see what it looks like. But um, we're providing stuff like likes, shares, and comments. There are some limitations with a couple of the social networks that they're working out, namely TikTok. There's a couple other ones, but TikTok has like a technical issue that they're working through. So that should be solved pretty soon, hopefully. And then more and more will come. So we'll, like we always do, we roll out everything we can day one, and then it's just going to get better and better, fast and furious here pretty quick.
I like how there's the recent posts with the stats, but then there's also a screen for your top posts, right? And it shows you like which post got the most activity, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. And then it also shows up on the calendar view, which is even better because you don't have to go anywhere.
Nice.
You can see what all that looks like right on the post that you have for a particular day. So let's say you want to see, hey, looks like this day does really well. Maybe we should optimize around that. So a lot of
Great
cool
point.
insights, even from the basic stuff. Don't overcomplicate your life.
Great point. Now, I have to ask everybody because I don't know if it's just me, but like 4 days ago, for some reason, I opened up Threads and I haven't been back to Twitter since. And it seems like in Threads, everyone is saying the same thing. I feel like there's this mass exodus happening. So we might have to get Threads integrated. I don't even know
Yeah.
if they have an API yet, if that
I
even
mean, come on,
possible.
it's Facebook. They should be able to spin it up.
But I'm curious to see if you all are using Threads as well. So if you are, let us know in the comments. Really excited for this. Again, this is just the first step. Analytics are going to get more robust as we move forward here. But yes, basic analytics are live. Oh, we got a sneak peek this early in the deck, Ryan. You're really throwing
I
curveballs
know.
this week.
Maybe I should have waited.
Like
So
it.
this, to be clear, this is not live for anyone. There's no, you can't get in and see this yet. This is probably shouldn't be showing this. We could lose our jobs, but we've got associations, which is also known as like relationships. And you might be thinking, what? So what? What does that mean? Well, it's cool to have a custom object like a surfboard if you're a surfboard shop working on a board or something. But you want to be able to associate that and have relationships with like customers or maybe even vendors and things of that nature. And so that's what associations are. It allows you to make different connections between the objects and things like contacts to make understanding and using the entire custom objects thing much more easy. And as things kind of roll along, you'll see how that can get implemented in a really in specific use cases, I should say. So we'll outline like here's how this could work in different areas. But if you understand custom objects at all, you'll know that this is a big step forward. And we got confirmation that we are still on track for a release at the end of this month.
Nice.
So dev team is hard at work. That is still their goal. and they're pushing through.
I can't wait for it to come out so that I can play with it, try to wrap my head around the world of custom objects, relationships. If you're CRM folks, you probably already know exactly what this is. But this is some advanced level stuff. We're sort of heading towards that enterprise level of CRM, which is pretty exciting.
And there's a couple more little walkthroughs that kind of show you where things are going to be located, how it all looks. Looks really nice, clean UI.
Really nice.
Very basic right now, but it'll continue to kind of get super robust there. And then there's one more.
Really nice.
No, there isn't one more. Okay, we're on to the next one.
We're on to the next release. The chat widget got a little update here. You can optimize your avatar image and add alt text for it, which this seems like a pretty granular request, but here it is.
Yeah, super basic, but you kind of get the idea. You can optimize that image so that it loads faster, helps your site load time and all that kind of stuff. And then the alt text. And then there's one more update that's for the chat widget here next, which is our favorite, HIPAA compliance. We're all about it. And even if you don't know what HIPAA is, you don't use it in your business, you can still use the language in here, consent language, and modify the legal message, as it's called there.
Nice. Oh, I didn't see that one. That's a great release. Looks awesome as well. Keep yourselves compliant. All right. Let's see what we have next. Contacts got an update. You can now sync attachments to document management tab. So this one's cool, but I kind of forget about it. So walk us through it, Ryan.
The idea is when you get attachments in from in a conversation, that you can then associate it with, hey, this document goes with this person, so you could reference it later on. And this is going to happen in both the sending and the receiving end, so you can choose which ones you want to land in there, and just helps keep all your attachments real organized. There's a bunch of new ideas. Now, this is a labs release, as you can see at the bottom there. That's how you know. And there's going to be more stuff that comes out with this. So if you want to play with it, go for it. It's still kind of in a semi-testing phase. It's functional and everything, but if you want to wait for a broader release, it'll come to your account automatically. But right now, it's in labs.
Nice. Hopefully, you guys can't hear the crying toddler.
Oh, we definitely can't. No.
Oh no! But
this is just what it looks like here, where you can choose to add the document and everything, and kind of a slice and dice.
Okay, great. That looks awesome.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we have Contacts got another update. We have additional contacts for opportunities. So we can attach multiple contacts to an opportunity now.
Yeah. So you're buying a house, maybe the opportunity is the deal. You know, a real estate agent is working the deal, and there's a husband and a wife, or maybe there's a grandparent or whatever. And that is, now you have the ability to attach additional contacts to an opportunity. And what's really cool is you can do it straight from the contacts screen. So there's a lot of like cross integration kind of coming in, where you can edit the opportunity at that screen, which is very nice.
Yeah, this is another sort of like, ratcheting up the level of CRM here. I think that's super common, right? You have multiple people, two parents, children, all these kinds of relationships that we can now, with custom objects, are going to be able to do, and in opportunities on the deal level. So very cool. Context got another update. We've got a daily summary reminders for tasks. This one's pretty cool. I know this had a lot of votes on the ideas board.
Yeah, huge feature here. And shout out to all the town hall people. We got one of the features built into this from a town hall suggestion before launch. So this one's also in labs, but you can configure when you're going to get these summary notifications, where it's going to go, whether you just want a push notification, an email, a text, and so forth. And I think they really executed well on this. So it'll be really helpful. Just go to your profile settings under notifications. Sometimes I forget that tab exists. So that's where it's at if you're looking for it.
Really cool. It's awesome to see tasks getting more robust. I know we're getting more and more votes for sort of project management type stuff. So awesome to see this continue to evolve.
Yeah. And then the next slide just has a screenshot of what the emails look like. So very nice job, design team and dev team on this. It's great.
Does look great. Nice work, team. Okay, Ad Manager got an update. We have $0 rebilling and edit end date of a paused campaign. What are we looking at here?
So if you haven't checked out the Ad Manager, it is live. We are ready to accept new customers. But go ahead and check it out. The cool thing here is, like, let's say you offer ad management as like part of a bundle, so you can configure the offer to be like a $0 and 0% setting for the commissions that you get off of the ad spend. Whereas before, there, I think 1% was the minimum. So we
This
just,
was pretty
copy and
funny. If you
paste
really
it.
don't want to make money, you don't have to now. So there you go.
If you guys want, if you're tired of making money, we solved your problem. But yeah, I can see the use case there. So
for sure. Okay, so now we're looking at of a paused campaign. Edit the end date of a paused campaign so that you can unpause it and then have it.
Yeah, you gotta pause it and then make your edits, and then go. I don't think that functionality was there. So just an intuitive update to something that should exist, I should say.
Nice. We've got a comment over here from Charles. Add templates coming to the template library. Absolutely, Charles. The template team is on it. You'll see those roll out in the near future, which should be pretty cool as well. All right, let's see what our next update was. Workflows has a new tab called Needs Review, which is pretty cool. So you can pop over there if you see something in there. Obviously, you see the little like 1 indicating that you have something you need to check out. Now there's a whole like area for that.
Yeah. And there's an email that goes out too, which is really cool. In fact, I think Charles mentioned this on the town hall we had today, that he had a customer reach out and say, like, hey, this is actually really helpful. We caught some issue that a workflow was throwing an error we had no idea about. And so they caught it. Really cool. I think this will help tremendously to kind of troubleshoot, especially complex workflows where maybe you made a change somewhere and you didn't realize it was going to affect something else. Or there's a broken integration. I mean, there's all kinds of things that could mess it up that are not your fault, but it's good to be able to catch them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Glad to hear it's already helping.
Yeah, and that's just the email that you get.
Got it. Cool. Yeah. Pretty straightforward, nice and white labeled. Okay, so this is a big one that's been in the works. We now have a native integration for Square payment support. This had a ton of votes.
Yeah. Square is a pretty popular app, right? So being able to use this as a payment integration is amazing. There's not a lot of visuals to go with this. I think you kind of get the idea that we have it now. So go check it out if you're a Square user and you've been waiting to integrate that. As always, more and more functionality within the app will be unlocked with this, as well as more options of what you want to process for what. But at any rate, that's a huge release, and props to the team for getting this out so quickly. I was kind of surprised that they were able to get it done so fast.
So I don't know if you've had a chance to play with it or dig into it at all, but I think to clarify, I did see some people asking questions. So this is using Square to power your payments, right? Like if you're sending payment links or, checkout, using two-step checkout forms and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But this is not yet the integration as like syncing a Square POS. Does it pull the contacts over?
Correct. That is not functionality as I understand it.
Okay.
Yeah. But we'll get there.
This is just Square using Square as a payment processor, which is awesome because tons of local businesses already use it as their processor. They don't want to have to adopt Stripe or whatnot. And so, yeah, this is a big step forward. But I believe we'll also get to the point where it will suck, you'll be able to sync a Square POS into the system as well.
Yep.
Cool. That was a big one. Payments got an update. We can edit quantities on payment links. You can allow the receiver to edit the quantity, right?
Yeah. So what's neat is you can choose a value too, like maybe you only want to sell a certain number of tickets or something to a particular, guest at your event. So you can say like, okay, they can only buy 5 tickets, let's say. And that way they can edit the quantity that they want right on the payment link, quick and easy. You don't have to set up a whole page for it, or, and a funnel and connect a domain. It'll all just kind of be right there. Similar to how Stripe does it in their app, but I would argue this one is way easier.
Look how nice that looks too.
Yeah.
Design team crushing it.
Mm-hmm.
another payment update. PayPal got some improvements. Do you know what they are?
Yeah, so this one was kind of one that was hard to explain visually, so I wrote some notes here. So we've got future. It's all like subscription based. So future subscription payments from PayPal are now supported. Receipts are now automatically generated. Users can now cancel subscriptions directly from GHL. We've got enhanced coupon functionality, taxes. I mean, what else
Wow.
could you possibly want? Subscription event triggers. This is just Christmas in, well, I guess it's August.
In PayPal land?
Yep.
Awesome.
And there's one
Great.
more screenshot of the coupon getting applied. So that's pretty cool.
Nice. I mean, payments in general are just so robust these days. And now, again, the API is wide open. So I saw somebody ask the other day, when are you going to have an integration for some other payment processor? Anybody could go build that right now. So if you want to use a different processor, find a developer and they can build that integration right into the marketplace. Okay, so we've got some other updates. The media storage. So media library got a huge revamp. We've got file display enhancements, folder display enhancements, download support, image preview, static images for extensions, and increased file support. Do we have a screenshot, right, Ryan?
We do, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to preempt all the things.
Awesome.
So yeah, being able to click on an image, get a preview of it, super nice. Being able to copy the link right there or download it. This is something that was maddening for me for a while. Paste the link and then right click and download. So awesome job. More stuff to come on this, but I think this was a tremendously helpful update. Also, if you didn't know, you can drag and drop an image like from the library into a folder, and that works.
Nice.
Maybe one of those intuitive things that we forgot is possible, but if you're trying to move a bunch of stuff, that's a lot easier.
Nice. This one's great. I'm super excited. I love that you can hover over and see the file size. The team's also going to add a sweet little icon to indicate whether the image is like landscape, portrait, or square on the hover, which I think I personally am very excited for because it's always super frustrating when you grab that stock image that looks great and you open it up and then it's like, wait a minute, this is vertical. This isn't going to work for me here. So very nice updates, looking fantastic, and it's just going to keep getting better in the very near future. Conversation AI got an update. We have custom conversation and SMS providers support. Walk us through this.
Yeah. So if you're using a custom conversation provider, you know what that means. If you're using custom SMS provider, you know what that means. Now, Conversation AI works with those channels.
Got it. That's
so
pretty cool.
Mirroring those two up. Yeah, really cool. Especially if you don't like our integration or whatever, and you got some other one that's super awesome. Good to go. You can still leverage Conversation AI. Well, you can now.
So this means that folks that have like integrated, let's say Telegram or something as the conversation, the chat service or whatever, now they can run Conversation AI across that channel.
So essentially the Conversation AI sits on the front end, and whatever it's pushing it to, it just pushes it there. So
that's pretty awesome because now the dev community can go build AI chatbots for things like Telegram and other networks.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I'm sure the dev community is psyched about that one. Next up, Calendar's got a couple of awesome updates this week. We now have a display label for custom location and ask the booker. So this is kind of cool. It's like my pad or yours, right?
Exactly. So the first thing, just being able to label the custom location whatever you want, and it could be your pad. But also being able to give the person who's scheduling or booking the appointment, the booker, giving them a choice in terms of where they want to meet. So maybe you have a couple different offices, or maybe you don't care if you meet on Zoom or maybe at a coffee shop, and they can make that decision. Of course, that's something that you'd have to opt into. It's not automatically going to give them a choice, but you have that option now.
Pretty cool. Is the next one what I think it's going to be?
Well, there's one more screenshot showing Ask the Booker.
Okay.
And there's one more screenshot showing what it looks like
all right,
when they get to choose.
This is
Uh,
cool. I like the look of that. So this is what you see, the end user sees when they go to book the appointment. If there are multiple options, they can then just click the radial to choose where they want to have the meeting.
yeah. And there's one more calendars update,
Is it
which
the
is
next
not,
slide?
it,
Oh, it's not.
I know, yeah. We should
Okay,
have
so we've
timed it.
got Calendly integration UI, clarifying account compatibility. Oh yeah,
Okay.
walk us through this one.
So basically, if you're using a free Calendly account, like you can't do integrations, and if you get downgraded, it would kind of break some stuff. So this is clarifying, like, hey, we can't sync anymore because your account got downgraded. So it's giving more clarity into like what's wrong, and then giving them an action to take to resolve it. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Nice. Here it is. Calendar's got a huge update this week with the look busy setting. This one is super cool, and I know it's had a lot of votes. So Ryan, what does look busy do?
Okay, so I'm starting a new business. Maybe I'm mowing lawns, in a nice neighborhood, and I give them my scheduled link, and they look at my schedule and they say it's wide open. You must not be good at what you're doing. Well, no, I just am getting started. So look busy gives you the ability to dynamically fill up slots and look. 25% of the time you're going to be busy, but this could also be good for time blocking too, so that you're not just taking call after call after call after call and trying to think about the intervals and how many you should have a day. Just be like, listen, I want to take calls for like 25% of the day. So make me busy for 75%. Of course, it will still block out anything that you've got synced on your calendar. So you're not going to be double booked. But for those openings, you can look busy.
It's very cool. And again, I love it because it's like, it's like a sort of little secret power for those startups out there. It's so hard to get started as it is. And you're right. I think the wide open calendar is sort of a red flag for sure in a lot of scenarios. So now we can sort of fake it till we make it a little bit here with this setting. It's pretty cool. You just set the percentage, like Ryan mentioned, and then I'm assuming it randomizes the slots, right?
Yes, I think we've got a quantum computer that does true randomness and something like that.
Very cool. If you haven't checked it out yet, give it a whirl. As Charles just mentioned, it is great for young businesses and new SaaSpreneurs.
Yeah.
So can't wait to see the feedback on that one. We now have private integrations for agencies. Give us a little context on this.
Yeah. So this is something, admittedly, I am a little bit out of my depth on, but essentially, this is a much more secure way that you can integrate different apps that maybe they're not on the app marketplace and you just had somebody build it for you. This is a much more secure way to make that connection. And now, previously, it was supported at the sub account level, but now it's supported at the agency level. So really, I kind of look at this as a big security upgrade because it controls the token refresh and a lot of other technical things we don't need to get into because I'm forgetting them right now. But it just makes connecting to other things way better in terms of security because you're not just giving them the entire keys to the kingdom. Like here's my API key. Like don't screw me over. This allows much more control for that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's another one that the integrator communities are probably pretty psyched on.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a very fun update to reputation management. You can now generate review QR codes. And not just that, it comes with its own little builder here. So you can go in and like build a flyer. And the idea being that the business is your clients or your business are going to print this out and, hang it on the wall, put it on the counter, print it as a sticker and stick it on the door, whatever it may be. This will drastically help businesses increase the amount of reviews that they get.
Yep. Great update. Really looks great.
This one's going to get a lot better too as well. They're going to bring in some really nicely designed templates in the near future to go along with this. But this one's pretty cool because now that there's QR functionality in the system, you'll probably see that evolve pretty quickly in the near future as well. All right, what do we have next? Certificates got an update. Contact custom field support in certificates.
Yeah, so if you've got some custom fields that you use for your contacts and you want to include that into a certificate, now have that ability. Pretty straightforward.
Sweet. Love it. Looking great. Here's another big one. Opportunities got an update where we now have bulk edit in list view. So if you're in list view, there are now bulk edit actions, which again is just more of that higher level CRM functionality that is rapidly making its way into the app.
Yep. I love all the confirmation screens and stuff. So you don't, accidentally do something you shouldn't be doing to a lot of things. Yeah, I had nothing much to say there other than I wish that this existed earlier. So very cool.
Well, here it is. If you haven't played with it, check it out. I know a lot of folks are going to be really excited about being able to update opportunities in bulk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the app marketplace got an update. We now have dual profiles. This is one that I didn't get a chance to really read into, Ryan. So you want to give us a little flavor here?
Yeah. So if you're selling to agencies as an app developer, this is app developer mode. You're selling to agencies, and you can also sell to sub accounts. And now you have the ability to have two different profiles. So depending on where they're viewing it from, the context of that description and screenshots and so forth will be relevant to them.
That's great. Just more and more robust optionality for the integrators. It's awesome to see their MMR just marching up and to the right. I think there's over 1,000 apps in the marketplace now. So, if you're looking for things to be added on to HighLevel, go check out the marketplace. And yeah, those devs are just making more and more money every month from their integration. So really cool to see. Here we got another screenshot there. Looks great. And another update for the marketplace, we have fixed app install failures due to ad blockers.
Okay, so this was, again, a little bit more of a fix, but I think it's important just to explain. Ad blockers were messing with the app installs, and now the system will dynamically, I say that word as if it matters here. The system will recognize if there's a ad blocker that's active, and then it has a button that you just click to get around it. So it's essentially kind of like doing a handshake with the ad blocker, saying like, no, this is an intentional thing that we're trying to do. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's see what we have next. Oh, this one's awesome. Near and dear to my heart. We now have snippet support in WhatsApp, which is awesome because Ryan, you know that I love to beat this drum. Snippets are so underrated and so powerful, and it's one of the core sort of features and benefit providers, I would say, that we teach folks to leverage.
I think we should have a Snippets fan club T-shirt for Summit. I think that would.
I like that.
Put your face on it.
Sorry, I'm just passing something real quick over to the team before I forget. But yes, we now have snippet support in WhatsApp. Saves businesses tons of time. If you don't know what snippets is, it's just basically pre-written text, right? So you get a new client, and you're like, look, what questions do you get asked all the time, and what are the answers to those questions? We'll save them as snippets for you so that you don't have to type it out every time. You just tap, boom, the whole answer comes right into the conversation, and you hit send. Huge time saver. Businesses love snippets once they start using them.
And this is just the next one of what it looks like when you go through it. So you just pick what it is and you're done.
Great. I love this screenshot because you pointed out you can use custom values in the snippets, which is awesome. Okay, it's time to talk enhancements. WhatsApp pricing accuracy enhancement. I did not know
so
it needed to be enhanced. What was going on?
Well, we're further enhancing everything, but the pricing can get wonky with different like U.S. territories, I think, and so we fixed that issue where it will look at the correct, not the area code, but like the prefix, and that's how it's going to do the pricing. So it will be accurate now and not be getting charged for like calling Puerto Rico, for example, or something when you're only calling Minneapolis or whatever the analog to that would be.
Gotcha. Cool. Glad to hear it's enhanced.
Yeah.
Now it's time for some flippin' amazing upcoming releases. Love the gift this week. That's absolutely insane. So let's talk about, what we're excited about that's coming soon. I haven't seen these, so this will be a surprise for me as well. Coming soon, calendar creation UI refresh. This looks nice.
This one really just came out at me because I think this is the way that it ought to be. So they read my mind on this. But seeing a preview of exactly what it's going to look like, having all your stuff right there lined up, it just looks like a million times cleaner. And I love this. It's less of a refresh and more of like a rethink of how this operates.
Yeah, I didn't realize what this was at first, but this is something that's been a long time in the making. A lot of thought has gone into, how can we make the process of creating a calendar less confusing, complex, and I think giving you, like you said, that visual preview as you start building it out is super helpful. So I'm really excited about this one. I'm also really excited about the debugger that's going to come to calendar, which means
lucky for you, Chase, it's on the next.
Did you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. I haven't seen a visual for this. I've been waiting for this forever. This is so awesome. Okay.
I found it.
So walk us through what we're looking at here.
Okay. So essentially you have an issue with your calendar and you don't know what's going on. This is what's going to show you like what's happening. Like, oh, you only have like the reason nobody can book on this day or this time is because this person's blocked off, or like they have an event that's blocking it, which makes it a lot easier to figure out, especially complex, but even simple calendars. Sometimes there's something getting in the way and you can't think of what it is. This will tell you what it is.
Mario's pumped. It is going to be epic. I think anybody, I'm sure there's so many of us that can relate to, you're building a calendar for a client. You've got everything in there. You go check it out on the front end and you're like, wait, why is that slot not available? It should be available. What's going on? And you're trying to put on your detective hat and go digging around to figure it out. The debugger should just tell you, hey, this isn't available because there's a conflict over here, and oh, okay. And then you can go troubleshoot from there. So this is really exciting for me. And if it's at this stage, that means it's coming pretty soon. Inequitable, we'll probably work on some of the language there in those notifications. But
we're very formal on the design team. So
this is amazing. Yeah, this is going to be really exciting. Great pick, Ryan. We've got another one here.
Yeah, I was debating, but I really am obsessed with this one. So
this is the first I've heard of this one. Tell us what we got.
Okay, so I'm sure anybody's built a workflow, especially if it's a recurring type of situation, you may not want it to fire on like Christmas or when the company's on a retreat or whatever it happens to be. And so now you can set dates that you want that workflow to pause and not do anything.
Wow.
I have wanted this for forever, probably since I was born. And now it's almost here. So I'm really stoked for this. I think right in time for the holidays too, coming up, at least in the US. So.
Wow, that's a really cool. I've never even really thought about that, but that is a major pain point. And this is a really smart solution for that.
Yeah.
Looks great. Great job, team. That's awesome. Can't wait to see that one roll out as well. All right. Looks like that's our last slide for the week. Before we wrap, I do want to plug, let me kill that real quick. The summit. Again, our summit is coming in October and it's selling out very fast. We're getting down to the last sort of batch of tickets. Summit.gohighlevel.com if you want to come and hang out with us in Dallas at the Statler Hotel. It is a massive party. There's going to be about 1,000 high levelers there this year, including our team members from around the world. So if you want to come hang out, have a blast, we've got world-class keynote speakers coming in, double the amount of breakout speakers this year. It's going to be a blast. So if you want to come, get your tickets before they're gone because they are selling out fast. That is at summit.gohighlevel.com. All right, Ryan, I think we are good. Do you want to take us out?
Yeah, let's do it. Have a great weekend, everybody. We got another really exciting week next week, and we can't wait to see you there. Take care until then.